I completely disagree. Solo Leveling was the perfect way to tell a story of an overpowered MC. It's interesting because I actually think Solo Leveling is like a weak to strong story that eventually becomes an OP MC. Anyway, I think you might be glazing it a little bit. I think Solo Leveling was entertaining at best, but definitely like fell off towards the second half of the entire series. Because that's around where his characters stop developing. And he's the only character that matters. If you don't like the main character in Solo Leveling, then you literally like no one else. I actually have another writer that I really like that does OPMCs. His name is One. He does Mob Psycho. In Mob Psycho, the main character is the one who develops, and he's super overpowered, kind of like Sun Jin Woo from Solo Leveling, but he's missing a different part of himself, and so he develops in other ways. And it's like, you love his character and his development, but you also love all the characters on the roster around him, or at least like some of them. The same author also did One Punch Man. Let's say Sun Jin Woo got too powerful where he no longer had to develop as a character. That's kind of what happens with Saitama. He's not really developing a lot as a character, but he's influencing a lot of the characters around him. And so what I think Solo Leveling was missing was kind of a combination between these two. At the first half of the story, he was very similar to Mob, where he was missing a lot of qualities to become strong, and so he was developing in certain ways, becoming brave, becoming more confident, etc. I still think that there should have been more likable characters in Solo Leveling. Like, literally no one was relevant besides maybe a few summons that were basically monsters turned into zombies by the main character. Anyway, and then when he became so overpowered at the end, he could have developed more into like a into a One Punch Man type of character, where he was changing and inspiring the lives of these other characters around him. Big part about Solo Leveling, and maybe it's in the title, is that it's all about Sun Jin Woo, and so you literally give no craps about anyone else. So this part of having a cast of other characters that you really like, not very possible. And it's actually not that common in Korean webtoons to do that. There's only, especially in the system fantasy place, it's usually focused around one MC. There's a few exceptions to that, like Tower of God, God of High School, those kinds. But Japanese series always focus on like a giant roster of characters and trying to make a lot of them very likable, right? Again, Solo Leveling, great read, super fun. Perfect way to tell the story of an OPMC. Personal take, no.